Peace, peace, always. Peace unto my people. Peace to all people. But when it comes to Yahjew, there's no peace. I'm a warrior for Yahjew. And right now, I'm going to fight in the name of Yahjew, for his name, for his honor, for his dominion, for his kingship, for his rulership, for his love, for his people. I'm going to fight for you, Yahjew. Because I'm about to prove these liars wrong, man. They plagiarizing the scriptures and they're copying the description that was given to Yahjew. You know, a little brief description because no one's seen Yahjew face to face, right? But the brief description that they do give in Daniel chapter 7, they plagiarized that in that Revelations with Jesus. They just added on a few more descriptive parts. And that's not cool, because what they're implying right there is that Jesus is God. So that's normally what the New Testament does. It taps on something that's in the Old Testament that has nothing to do with nothing in the New Testament, nothing to do with Jesus. It only has something to do with Yahjew and only Yahjew, referencing only Yahjew, but then they plagiarize that and add it and make it fit the narrative of Jesus, and I'm tired of that. Yeshua, I'm tired of that. Yahjew Judah, I'm tired of that. This is why you able to do what you do. You're a plant, and you know what I'm saying? This is why you honor that Baphomet picture. This is why you throw up that do sign that it does. This is why you give a false description and a false detailed explanation of that by your picture with the boys and all of that, the Baphomet. You know what I'm saying? This is why you do that, because you are an implant and you set here to divide the people, just like the New Testament is here to divide Israel, divide the so-called African American, and divide us against each other, put us against each other, because one is fighting for the new and another is fighting for the old, and it's getting corny. But all you got to see is that they plagiarize and playing with Yahweh's name, and they trying to make someone equal to him, and they trying to make you think that a man is God and a man is man. That's crazy, right? The confusion. But let's get to it. Verse 9, Daniel chapter 7. I beheld, this is Daniel, he had a vision. I beheld till the thrones were set up, and the Ancient of Days did sit. The Ancient of Days is Yahjew, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool, right? So all they seen was the garment, right, which was that beautiful, pure, that white. And the hair of his head was like the pure wool. And his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Now, it was funny, but I'm not even going to talk about it right here. It's funny how they add some other descriptive details when they talk about Jesus, right? And that's crazy to me right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just bounce to that right here. Then you want to drop down to verse 12. Then I turned back to see the voice that spake with me. And when I was turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. That's crazy. In the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with garment down to the feet, and girded with the paps with a golden girdle. Now, this is funny right here, though, right? I'm going to stop right there and deal with that a little bit. Now, in certain translations, they try to fix that word paps, right, in verse 13, and put chest, like the girdle was above his chest. But no, you cannot correct that, you know what I'm saying, because the New Testament was translated from the Septuagint. You know what I mean? So in the Greek form, that paps is right there. So, as they was implanting, mistranslating and doing what they doing, right, trying to fit the narrative of this JC dude, of course, that Gresham who put this book, to put that Septuagint together, was a Amalekite Edomite, because they understand the vision that's going on with true Israel, the so-called African American. So they wanted to create divide and conquer, divide us, take us away from Yahjew, because they understood the prophecy, the vision of Deuteronomy 28:15-67 and Leviticus chapter 26. They understand that there's going to be a period of time to where we are turned from our power, like Yahjew left us, and we go into captivity, and then we were waiting for our deliverance. So they understood that. So they threw that stumbling block, and they put together that New Testament and gave us Jesus, right? And created Jesus in a liking of God, but not really. You know what I'm saying? And all we got to do is pick apart the differences, and then we'll see, like, come on, man, that's corny. So then when you go to it right here, and it says, verse 13, and girded about the paps with a golden girdle. Paps is breast. There's no way in ends about it. And that was written in a Greek form right there. See, paps, they didn't mean to say chest, because in Greek, chest is stetos, I believe, right? I think it's stetos. And that's for chest, stetos. So they didn't write stetos in the Septuagint. But when you go for but for female breasts, it's mastos, and that's what it is, right? It's mastos. So what they trying to tell you is that this dude is not. This is a female right here. This is really a description of the Baphomet. So it's a description of the Baphomet, because the Baphomet has breasts, and it has that come on, man, the description. I don't want to give it no kind of play. You know what it looked like, but it got breasts, and so they mixed the Baphomet up with, right, and then they mixed it with somewhat of the description of Yahjew in Daniel chapter 7, but they just added that it had paps on the girdle, right? Then in verse 14, his head and his hairs were white as white wool and as snow, right? So they copied that. That's the description of Yahjew. They copied that, and his eyes were as flame of fire. They copy that. Let me go back right quick. I believe right here it says, and let me go. And it says, nope, his throne was like the fiery flame. So it didn't give a description of Yahweh's eyes. His throne was the fiery flame. But they just took the fiery flame and put that in the eyes of this Jesus, Yeshua character, right? So they just combined the descriptions mixed with the Baphomet, man. Leave that New Testament alone, yo. Like, for real. So let's go all the way down right here in Revelations 17, when he says, and when I saw him, I fell at his feet as dead. Then he laid his right hand upon me, saying unto me, fear not, I am that first and that last. So Jesus is saying he is the first and he's the last. That's crazy. Once again, he's called the Son of Man right here, but he's saying he's the first and he's the last, saying that he is Yahweh, God. That's crazy. That's blasphemous. And I'm tired of this. So let's go right here. Isaiah 44. Thus says Yahweh, the King. Yahweh is the King of Israel. There's no other king over the dominion of the earth, over people. Jesus is not king. Yahjew, Judah is not king. Yeshua is not king. They're not king. David was not king. Yahweh is the King of Israel. David was a prince. His seed line is a prince. Yahweh is the King of kings. What should I say? King over dominions or over princes. Then it says, verse 6, thus says Yahweh, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer. He's our only Savior. Yahweh of hosts, or Yahweh of heaven's armies. I am the first, and I am the last, and without me is there no power, no God, right? So come on, man. It's clear as day. Make your mind up, man. You got to see the divide and conquer. You got to see the plagiarism. You got to see the blasphemy against Yahweh. You got to understand how this correlates with the curses of Deuteronomy and the curses of Leviticus 26 and Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 67. You got to see that. You got to try to understand that. You got to take the side of Yahweh. You got to have the spirit of Elijah, right, and call this out, because that's the same thing with Baal. You know what I'm saying? Baal, or Baal, is the son of El. Who is Jesus? The son. El means God. Son of El. Jesus is the son of God. Come on, man. It's the same thing. It's just interchangeable. If you pay attention, you see it's the same thing. They playing with you, Return to Yahjew only. Serve Yahjew only. Understand Yahjew only. And then everything else will make sense, man. So I just wanted to bring that out, like, for real, for real. Then verse 8, fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told you of old, and have I declared it? You are even my witnesses. Yasharallah, we his witnesses. So if you say you Israel or you Yasharallah, we are the witnesses that Yahweh is what? Whether there be a power besides me, and there is no power that I know not. Come on now. There's no other power, there's no other Savior, there's no other King. Only Yahweh. I'm a witness. If you're saying you Israel, Yasharallah, you're a witness. It's that simple, man. Thumb down the New Testament, thumb down the idol of the New Testament, thumb down Yahjew Judah, because he's taking advantage of the vulnerability of our historical emotions connected to that idol, and that was caused by, the cruelty of our slave masters, man, and his story. Those who was telling the story, you know, telling how they want to be told, that we may be caught up still with this idol. Returning Yahweh only. Peace. But I'm a warrior for Yahweh.